Morning. Good morning. This is Shannon Taylor and Voices from the Van. It's been a while since I did one of these, so we are stopped on the side of the road. As you can see, we are not moving. Good morning. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. Today's video or Voices from the Van is, what if we saw the best of ourselves always? Maybe I titled it different, but something to that effect. So what if we saw our best side all the time? What if we always went to that spot automatically instead of going to that place of doubt and anger and frustration and guilt and all those other places that we tend to go to first? It has been a crazy little while, and I feel like I say that every single time I do one of these, but there has been a lot of big shifts for people, a lot of stuff going on energetically, a lot of really hard, heavy stuff happening. And when we're in the middle of all that, it's really hard to see the forest for the trees. It's really hard to not just want to hide, right? And what ends up happening is our emotions are heightened. So any frustration is heightened, any anger is heightened, any, you name it, guilt, shame, whatever is going on through us, anything that we do with other people or towards other people. So for example, yesterday, being home with my kids in the evening, just extremely frustrated, extremely cranky, really tired, just overwhelmed, and losing my crap about ridiculous things, and not being able to pull my energy back, even though I do understand how to do it, and realize sometimes I forget and I still fall into the human traps, and then I feel guilty after, and it really just pulls my energy down. And I do wish during those times that I could just step outside and just see, like, you're doing the best job that you can, and there's only one of you. And sometimes some things have to give. And just being very compassionate towards ourselves and being very kind to ourselves pulls away that anger or that frustration, or especially that guilt that will come afterwards. With everything that's been happening in the last little while, people are really unsettled. The days seem to be flying by, and we're kind of just able to keep our heads above the water. Some of us are still treading and not sure how much longer it's going to be before we fall under that water. And on the flip side of that, other people are coming out on the other side of that finally, and feeling sort of the relief of, okay, I just survived it again. And if you're stuck in it right now, if you're stuck in that heaviness or that darkness, like even today, feeling this urge to have to do the Voices from the Van, it's cloudy and it's rainy, pardon me, and so it seems kind of dull and heavy, but at the same time, the rain and the water is clearing, the clouds are moving, so it's like trying to clear our perceptions of things, and it's giving us that chance to see that, what, even though the clouds are there, the sun's still shining in behind it. So even though we're stuck in these dark tunnels and we're stuck in underneath our stuff, no matter what is happening, there is a light somewhere. There cannot be light without the darkness. We have to experience that dark sometimes to understand the light. It pulls us back in. We get stuck in that, and it can be really heavy. If we are in that, and we give ourselves a chance to just step back and say, if I could only see the best side of this, the best side of myself in this, how would I react? What would I do differently? If I was talking to somebody else, or if I was encouraging somebody else, and I use the analogy of, talk to yourself the way you would talk to your very best friend, because you're mindful of your words with somebody that you're trying to encourage. You're mindful of your words with somebody that you love or you care about. For the most part, we're mindful of our words. Sometimes we take out stuff, but my point of this is that we're mindful of what we say and how we encourage them, and making sure that we are giving them compassion and understanding and time, and extending that to ourselves is crucial. We don't do it enough. We go through times of joy and times of just overwhelm and not being able to sort of make it through. And it's really difficult as humans to acknowledge that reach out for help, say that we need help, understand that we need help, and where to go get it. Because there is still all this time where we spend trying to convince ourselves that we're fine and trying not to let anybody else know that we aren't fine, right? And so we spend this time just trying to exist and trying to put on a happy face and trying to just make it through our days. And there's a lot more people out there that are struggling and putting on the same happy face, right? So again, being mindful of yourself, being kind to yourself, and doing the best job that you can, even if it's just in small spurts, right? And if we could just see ourselves the way that, you know, others see us when it's a really good thing. I'm not sure how to explain this, but seeing the world through sort of rose-colored glasses, right? If we always looked at ourselves through those glasses, no matter what we're dealing with, no matter what we think we've made a mistake on, no matter what we think we're struggling with, no matter what we think we've done wrong, no matter whatever, all kinds of thoughts come up in our head, convincing ourselves we can't do this, we can't do that, we should be able to do this, but we can't, we're struggling through this. And if we took that same type of energy and we changed it into giving ourselves credit for the things that we have accomplished, giving ourselves credit for the little things that get done all the time, think about how much different our energy would be and how much different we would feel about ourselves and how much more time and compassion we would give to ourselves, which of course would make our interactions with others different. You know, heal or heal thyself. You need to love yourself before you can love others. You need to take care of yourself before you can take care of others. But it seems easier to take care of others and love others than it does to love ourselves, because we see, or we tend to fuss about or pick up on every little flaw instead of all the really great things, right? So making that part of your daily routine where you find things that are just amazing about yourself. Yep, it can be tough at first, but the more you do it, the more you start to realize that things are there. You need to acknowledge them. And at the start, it seems sort of really hard and difficult, and look at myself in the mirror and try to look at myself back and say all these great things, and eventually it becomes second nature. And then you start to realize that you are more than just your flaws. You start to realize that, you know what, there are magical things about me that I'm not even picking up on. And it does change your ability to show up for yourself. It changes your ability to celebrate those little things. It changes the glow. It changes your energy. It changes your field. It changes all these different things. And it's one step at a time. It really is one step at a time. And if we could just, you know, there's days where I just think, oh, if I could just see myself the way I feel like I am, or if I could just see all these different things the way that I'm supposed to, as opposed to feeling all those other things that are heavier, because it would make a huge difference in sort of my actions, my reactions, my frustrations, my overwhelm. It would change all those things, right? So I'm wishing you a beautiful day today. I'm wishing you abundance. I'm wishing you joy. I'm wishing you happiness and smiles and compassion and kindness, and sending you lots of love and light and all good things as you're working through your path right now, and all the things that are happening with your path. I am Shannon Taylor. This is Voices from the Van, and I wish you a blessed day. Take care. Bye-bye.